I am Eric with Muathe.com. Greetings in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Today, I would like to take a look at some levels of RSI that if you are trading, it makes sense to understand some of these RSI levels, where sentiment seems to either find support or major resistance or pick up momentum, or we can go into a bearish move depending on the RSI level. All right, so let's take a look at a stock here that is up today as the market just opened about 5 minutes ago. It is ATVI, Activision, and it is a buyout by Microsoft. We can see on the weekly, it just gapped up this Monday morning, up about 30%. Again, it's a buyout candidate. Now, what I wanted to take a look was the monthly chart prior to today's action. So this is before today's action on the monthly, and I want to quickly focus here on one level, which is RSI 38.2. This is all data monthly going back to 93. So I'm going to draw that line around RSI 38.2, which is here. And just to highlight that the stock over the course of all these years has been aware of this level, because this is where you find major lows spanning almost 30 years, 29 years of trading. So all the lows that was close enough have come with this RSI support around 38.2. So even before today's move, we can see that the RSI had already found support, and as of right now, because of the buyout, is moving higher. Now, I should point out here that let's say if there was no buyout and with the market going down, if it had broken this 38.2 level, actually that would have led to a massive plunge. So you can see over 30 years, RSI 38.2 has been the support area. The point I'm trying to make here is that these levels are key levels, and instruments tend to respond to them on the big time frame and on the small time frames. Now, sticking with these RSI levels, and there are a couple of other RSI levels. Of course, we've discussed 38.2. The other level that is also critical to understand is 61.8. And then there's 30.9, which is a variation of all of these numbers, and the other one is 69.1, and of course we have 50. So the midpoint. For example, if we take a look at Microsoft, going back all the way to about January, February of 2019, so we're talking about almost 3 years, Microsoft has been above RSI 69.1, and because of this power above 69.1, the stock has moved throughout this phase where it has held above 69.1 from about, let's call it 100 to the current highs here of about 350. All of this because of the power of RSI 69.1. Now, something is happening as of this moment, this instant, but to explain it, I'm going to have to do a little bit of an adjustment, because here we have 3 years of monthly data, and of course this is Microsoft. So we can see clearly the RSI and its power, and it's above 69.1. But what I want to talk about right now is, for the first time in many years, Microsoft is now pushing its RSI below that threshold of 69.1. So there's a story being written here, which is if the RSI stays below 69.1, again, this is a key level. It means that chances are now very high that we get this next move being down. Now, sticking with these levels is we need to make an adjustment here, or we can make an adjustment, which is the following. So right now we have 36 months of data. Now there's an adjustment that we can make, which is use the Fibonacci series numbers. And of course, you can see that this is where we end up getting 1.618. The golden mean, the golden ratio, Gold's proportion. So using that series, which again is called the Fibonacci sequence, but to be honest, if you go and research, you'll find that Fibonacci himself spent many years in Egypt before publishing his now famous work when he returned back to Europe back in the day. So the series goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 34, 55, on and on, 89, 144, 233, and then I think 677 is the next one. All right. But just want to highlight, this is where we get this eventual, as the numbers get bigger, we end up getting this ratio here. So what I want to talk about here is 34. Instead of 36 months, why don't we adjust it to 34 months to keep it consistent with the sequence, the Egyptian sequence, as I refer to it. Now, let's go to 34 months. Now, using that adjustment, we can see that for the first time in 34 months, this instrument is, as of this moment, moving below RSI 69.1, which now means it is very open and potentially due for a massive correction, which is Microsoft. Otherwise, to support and to continue its upward trend, maybe with a new base and a future breakout would be successful if and when it stays and recaptures RSI 69.1. Now, since I'm talking about levels here, 69.1, where does that come from? Well, we can say that we know that let's do this, 38.2% plus 61.8 gives us 100. So that's our relationship right there. Now, between 0 and 50, and then 50 and 100, between 50 and 100, essentially the bullish side of a chart, above 50. So above 50. So there are many ways to end up getting this number. I'll show you the simplest one. Take 50 times 1.382. You get 69.1. And of course, this is this. So you see how they are related. All these levels are key. By the way, a side observation, if you take a look at the long-term monthly chart for Microsoft, if you take the lows of 09, early 09, and draw a trend line, as of this instant, this is just a side note, one can observe that there's a primary trend line being broken. This was a well-established trend line, and now the market is telling us with this break that the instrument is now open for lower prices. Not a given, because it can always break, go sideways, and eventually recapture 69.1. But as of right now, this is a primary trend line break, and this could have big ramifications for this instrument and for the general market as a whole. The last time we had a major trend line break spanning many years was the trend line from 93 to the break point in 2000. And we know what happened in between 2000 and 2003. We went into the now infamous .com bear market crash. Anyway, now, again, another observation. Right now, we are seeing the cryptos down. And again, no surprise, when the market is down, cryptos are down. As I've been saying for many months, if not years, they are correlated net. Not every day, but trend-wise, the cryptos follow the general market. That's been my opinion. and the charts prove it. But anyway, the cryptos are down. We can say a significant amount, anywhere from 2 to 10% on the ones I follow. All right, so keeping the theme of RSI levels consistent right now on the 4-hourly for the total crypto market, 4-hourly, we can see that one of the reasons why they are seeing this move down in the short term is because they are moving below RSI 30.9. And of course, as we've established, 30.9 is the exact opposite of RSI 69.1. So all of these levels, if you understand them, can help you paint a picture. That's what it can do, help you paint a picture in your mind as to what you can expect. Now, one other way we can end up with this number, there's another way to end up with this number. As I said, you can end up with these numbers for many vantage points. If I take 50 and multiply it by 0.618, I end up with this number. And as you drop below this number, you tend to have a bearish push down. And the instrument can stay bearish as long as the RSI stays below 30.9. And recovery in price only comes only after you've recovered back above RSI 30.9. Now, I talk about this in many of my videos, so take a look at my playlist on my YouTube channel. Lots of videos about this concept of RSI 69.1, 50, 30.38.2, 61.8, and 30.9. Lots of levels, but once you understand them, they become simple in a sense. And so it is. I leave you as I found you, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator, Adonai.